Happy Wednesday, everyone. Today's video I wanted to talk about delegating and control. The first thing I want to talk about is control. If you feel like you're kind of a control freak at work, whether you're the owner or the manager, it's time to let go a little bit, because it is good to give your people that are working underneath you some more responsibility, because that is the only way they're going to grow and learn. And I want to give you an example of that. So I used to own a daycare, but before I took it over, because I bought it from the owner was she was a control freak. I'll never forget when I was in the office doing a training for a new teacher, and she walked in the office and said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm doing the training." And she's like, "Well, I was going to do that." And I'm like, "But I can do it too." She literally made me leave the training, and then she finished the training. I was just like, wow, that is not, I mean, maybe that's a little obsessive, but just that's just an example of what I'm talking about. Like, that's not what you should be doing. And so that was in the beginning of it. Eventually, she started leaving more, I think because she just wanted to, not because she was trying to get me to, be alone. But the more she was gone, the more I learned, the better I got, because when she was there, everybody would come to her for the problems, right? So, but when she was gone, then guess who was there to deal with everything? Me. So that is how I learned everything. And that is where I'm at today, is just by her not having that control. And so if you're that person, you got to let that go. The other thing that kind of comes into play of that is delegating, right? So delegating some jobs to the people that are working underneath you. So if you have an assistant manager, whatever their title is, now is a good time to sit down and start by just writing it out in a notebook, like what you're going to do and then what this person is going to do. That way it's very clear about what each person is going to do. And then also you can, when it comes time to evaluation, you can look at that sheet and, kind of keep track of the things they're doing, and then you can check their work that way. So yeah, it's a very simple way to do things. So it's just very, very clear. And before I had a management team, I did not do that. And once we did that, it was like night and day. It was just so, like, it was just kind of a stress relief that was lifted off our minds, even though, it wasn't anything major. We just, wrote down stuff on a piece of paper, and eventually I made a Google document and then handed it to everyone. But, so yeah, letting that control go, and delegating some jobs to your people. And I'm telling you, those two things are going to relieve you a lot of stress, because obviously the point of being, especially if you're a business owner, the idea is you want your business to be self-sufficient, right? And if you're in control and doing everything, your business is not going to get there at all. And you're just going to create this circle. And your people, assistant managers, whoever it is, they like the responsibility. They want more of the responsibility. They want to feel appreciated. And sometimes by just handing them some extra jobs, they feel more appreciated. And then kind of going back to the list that I made too, when I made that list, I also handed off some stuff to my assistant director at the time, of things that I was ready to hand over. And just by getting some of those things off my plate, it was like, wow. And all I did was put it on a piece of paper and be like, there you go, you're in charge of this now. So yeah, and I'm huge on like making little changes that make huge impacts in my business. So yeah, if you are one of those people that's in control, take back that control and start writing down a responsibilities list for everybody that's on your team. If everybody wants to chat with me further, you can book a consultation, through our website. I have a couple websites that I run for recruiting and consulting. So, but yeah, I appreciate everybody's time, and I will do more videos in the future.